And I am here today with Mark, who is the president of the Orangevale History Project, and he has got a lot of great information for us about all of the fun things that he's been digging up in Orangevale. So excited to hear about that. But first, as always, we first want to thank our Chairman Circle sponsor, ADD&L Insurance Services. Thank you. They are the sponsor of the morning show and the newsletter this month. All right, lots of events going on. First, happy week, Thanksgiving week. Hope everybody's got their turkeys. There was a turkey shortage, so some people are doing alternatives. Hope everybody got their turkeys. And I want to say I want to give the community a huge shout out. I don't know if you saw, but the food bank was really pushing for turkeys. They were short on turkeys, and they were down like 53 turkeys by last Wednesday, and by the weekend they got all 500 turkeys that they needed. So yes, good job, community. Super thankful. Because I was seriously going, I don't know where they're going to get turkeys because there was such a, the word was there was such a shortage. So the community really stepped up. So good job, community. All right, the holidays are here. And so we have Friday, December 2nd is the community tree lighting at OV Parks. And apparently Santa likes Orangevale because he's making a couple of appearances. So Santa will be making an appearance at the community tree lighting. And so there's a lot of community organizations that are going to be there. The Women's Club does cookies. There's going to be, I think, hot dogs by the Grange. Popcorn, history. Hey, we had popcorn last year. I was hoping we got popcorn again. You guys got in, got the popcorn. Yeah. All right, good. People love the popcorn. But I'm glad to see it go to you guys. So people love their popcorn. So it's just a really fun night. Dress warm. Last year it was really cold. So make sure that you dress really warm because there's a lot of people that left before the tree lighting because they were so cold. So dress warm. And the Orangevale Women's Club is hosting their first gingerbread house decorating contest. This is for grades K through 12. And so registration is open until December 10th or until all spaces are filled. So for more information, you can just do a search Orangevale Women's Club on their website, or you can go to the Orangevale Women's Club Facebook page and find all the information about that. And then the houses are going to be displayed at a breakfast with Santa at the Grange, which is Sunday, December 11th. And the breakfast is from 8 to 10:30, but Santa is going to be there from 9 to 10:30. Back again. He loves Orangevale. There must be a lot of good kids in Orangevale. So it's free pictures with Santa, bring your own camera. And then at breakfast, there's just a small fee but it's a really great breakfast. And so it's, pancakes and all the things. So the Grange does a really great job with that. So again, that is Sunday, December 11th. So again, free pictures with Santa from 9 to 10:30. Then we have actually the Saturday night before that, we have the Procession of Lights. It's December 10th. This is really fun. We did it last year and the community really came out. And so what it is it's a procession of cars, trailers, golf carts, all the things that you can decorate. No walking. You can't throw anything from your car or your trailer. No. I know. So, but it's really fun. The community really comes out and for this. And so it's just a lineup of cars and then again, Santa. So he must be coming in Saturday for the procession, staying for the pancake breakfast. That's right. So Santa will also make an appearance at the Procession of Lights. And so to learn more about that, I will put the link after this in the comments, but you can also find it on our Facebook page as well. We put the link for that there. And if you also go to the Orangevale Fair Oaks Foundation, they are the ones that are in charge of this because it's also to raise funds for Heart. So they're going to be doing sweatpant drive. So if you want to come and sit along the parade route, or I'm sorry, procession. It's not a parade. That's right. Procession route. People are going to be collecting sweatpants for Heart. So if you go to all of those places, you will find more information on how to sign up. So that is a lot of fun. And so there's a lot going on this year in the community. The need is very high within our community. And so if you want to know how to, support the community as you're out there Christmas shopping, go to the orangeville-chamber.com and you'll see the front banner says, basically shop local, support the community. If you click on that, it's going to give you all the opportunities to give within Orangeville. And there's even so many more than that. And if you have an organization that's doing some kind of, drive, please let me know and I will add you to the list. So if you're out shopping and you want to grab an extra little fleece blanket, they're not very expensive, to donate. They're doing things for teens. You can also buy, toys for kids. The Let It Snow program is amazing. And, each child leaves with 2 or 3 toys. And again, this goes directly to families in Orangevale and Fair Oaks. And all of these families have already been vetted out. So there's pajama drives. There's all kinds of ways to give and support the community. Then also, when you start your Christmas shopping, think about how you can support businesses in the community. Gift certificates are great gifts. So people need, find out what their favorite restaurant is, get them a gift certificate. I know for, like young drivers, they hate spending money on their car, get them an oil change gift certificate, or tire rotations, like things like that, like all those things that maybe we hate spending money on and but they make great gifts. So go out into the community, support local as much as you can. So, and again, all this information is going to be on our website. And if your business actually has a special promotion, email Kim@orangeville-chamber.com and I will add you to the list. So, Mark.
Yes, Kim.
All right. So the Orangeville History Project has a setup. I wish we could show you. Here, let's see if we can do a little
pan.
A little pan.
There it is.
So that is all the amazing things. Now we have to get the camera set up right. All the amazing things that the History Project has discovered. And, a lot of this is, stuff that people have dropped off.
Yeah.
Donations. Mark is is your background in like private investigation?
Well, my bachelor's degree was in history.
And so similar.
Yeah. And then I got into computer science. So it's kind of an interesting combination.
Yeah. Segue there. Yeah. Well, my son is political science, wanted to do history, but you don't make a lot of money. So you do better computer science. So yeah. So, but it's great to see like how, since Mark has stepped in as president, it's just really taken the History Project to a new level. The History Project was just this very, very grassroots with Marilyn Edwards, who we have to give a shout out to.
Absolutely.
And, Brad and Marilyn, I think had a conversation and Brad, told Marilyn to go for it. Mm-hmm. Marilyn went for it the way that Marilyn does.
Yeah.
And it's, and then, she discovered Mark. You guys connected and and so it's been really fun to watch this grow.
Yeah, the community council, this was pre-COVID, had come together and we're trying to decide what was missing in Orangevale. And the one thing they mentioned was, wow, like all these communities around this area have historical societies, and they have their kind of a grasp of their history. And that's something Orangevale didn't have in place. So pre-COVID, they started that ball rolling. Then, of course, that hit. Everything shut down. And then last summer, yes, Marilyn jumped back in, got it rolling again. And what was that, in March of this year, we elected officers for the first time. By July, we had our nonprofit. So we're moving really fast.
You're getting members.
We're getting members. We're doing our presentations. Of course, the chamber's been super supportive with all our presentations happening here in the chamber office. We, of course, have the displays over here. OV Copy has been supportive. Of course, the Women's Club, with Marilyn being part of that, and the Grange, and just the whole community is coming together. And I think everybody understands that knowing your history, preserving that, collecting it, and then sharing it is an important aspect of keeping that community spirit alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, well, first, before we get too deep, let's tell people how they can first get connected.
Okay.
So you have your open meetings,
Mhm.
right? First Wednesday.
First Wednesdays of the month. This next month is actually a special one, a members only social event in here.
Mhm.
So we won't have a
So you need to
presentation.
become a member so you can come to that.
That's right. Become a member and then bring some kind of snacky.
Yeah.
Or come in. We'll sign you up that
There you
night.
go. Just show up
Just show up with your plate of cookies, and we'll get you signed
and
up
some money.
and some money, yes, to
Yeah.
pay your membership dues. So that's a great way to connect. We have, of course, our Facebook groups.
Mhm.
It's, I think, almost 1,200 people. So that's been great. We have Instagram now started. YouTube is piling up with old interviews,
Yeah.
interviews of the old time residents
Mhm.
of Orangevale. And we have, of course, our presentations that are done generously by Orangevale Live, Ken's Benedict.
Mhm.
He's been doing all our recordings, and that's all on YouTube. So all that stuff is helping get that exposure. I mean, Lisa with Orangevale View has been putting our articles in pretty much every edition since last fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's given us a lot of exposure. A lot of people are really enjoying that. So it's, I mean, it takes the number of people working in the background on this,
Yeah.
all the volunteers we have is really been amazing to get that flowing. It's just, there's so many things we have to, it's like boiling the ocean. There's so much information about the history of Orangevale we haven't captured yet. There's still lots of stuff in barns or in people's attics. I'm sure we're going to find some amazing photos from way back when.
Oh yeah.
We're excited to have those start flowing in. And
well, yeah, Marilyn shared with me a video of somebody, I don't know how you guys got them, but these chests full of just papers and pictures and of you guys sitting there with gloves. And this is just it. I mean, they have to go through these things one by one and read them and look at them and see if they're of value. And that takes a lot of time and manpower.
Yeah, that came out of White Dog Farms. They had found these 2 trunks of stuff from the previous owners. And they had somehow survived all the weather. And so, yeah, we had to process those and see what kind of valuable things are. And some of those are up on the display right now.
Yeah. So, okay. So tell us some of I love some of the stories that come out of Orangevale that they have uncovered. So one of them that first caught my eye was the Hearst, the house that you can go ahead to tell the story.
Yeah. So Pamela Devine is one of our members. She's lived here for a long time, talked to Tom Tomich and all these people. And there was this legend that William Randolph Hearst had built a house in Orangevale. I was like, okay.
So if those of you who don't know, Hearst Castle, I mean, there's a whole
San Francisco Examiner, media mogul.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, how did Hearst get connected? And so we did the research and we found out that Hearst had just gotten the Examiner from his dad, and he was trying to build up subscribers. He ended up partnering with this new Orangevale Colony company, and they put 20 acres, brand new house, and he made that his grand prize for his subscribers for the Examiner in 1893. And the house is still here, and so we're pretty excited to have something like that in the history of Orangevale.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then Halloween was a big one because they have uncovered the haunted, some of the, I'm sure there's more, some of the haunted houses of Orangevale.
Yeah, it was interesting as we were doing research on different houses, the villa in particular, we were researching, and that presentation, I focused on the actual villa and the history of it. But in those conversations, there was all these talks of weird noises or photographs that were really strange. And so we ended up kind of collecting the villa stuff and then some other houses, and we did that special in October for the spirited houses of Orangevale. So
yes, yeah, that is fun. Maybe someday we can have like a some communities have where like on Halloween you do like these haunted house tours and stuff. That would be fun someday.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Yeah, that would be really fun. And then a beautiful house. This just caught my eye because I just can't believe that I'm, kitty corner. There's this little gem hidden back there.
Yeah.
And when we say hidden, they want it to be hidden, so we have to respect that.
Yeah, it's one of the houses mid 1890s. A doctor, he was retiring from his practice in Sacramento. He was a huge mover and shaker in Sacramento. G.L. Simmons, Dr. Simmons, and he built his retirement home in Orangevale, and it's still hiding back behind L&M Liquor and whatnot. And it's on a private piece of property, so you can't drive back there. It's a private road, but
and they want to keep it that way. We definitely want to respect that, but it's kind of cool that it's there.
Yeah. And then we had the presentation on, so you can see a picture of it and see what it looks like. So,
yeah, because you said it looks exactly the same as it did.
It's amazing how it's they've kept it up really well.
Yeah, and so it is one of the. You said it could be part of the historic. So that's one of the things to be. What we're saying, to be in the historic register, you can't move the house.
Yeah, so if you're going to do a National Historic Register on a structure, one of the qualifications is the house hasn't moved. So we have a couple, like the villa would have qualified it if it just stayed on the bluffs overlooking Folsom. We had the Warhoptic house, which is over there at Chestnut and Central. It got moved across the street. And so those kind of got DQ'd, disqualified. But we do have still a few more that haven't moved, and we might look at pursuing that.
Mm-hmm. I think that would just be really cool for Orangevale.
Yeah,
definitely. And that's what makes Orangevale so special too, is, I think that the amount of people that haven't left Orangevale, they've come here, they came here, they raised their kids here, their kids have stayed here. And so there's so much history, and there's things that I think that people just take for granted. But, coming from an area that there's not a lot of history left, I think it's pretty amazing that you guys are preserving this and giving it a platform.
Yeah. I mean, that's key for our team, is we're trying to kind of capture everything as fast as we can with the staff we have, looking for more people to volunteer and help us kind of move that needle faster. And once we've captured it, then we need to preserve it, and then of course share that. We're already sharing, but there's going to be, I think, some really exciting things coming this next year in the way of platforms that we can share the information, and that'll be an exciting part to be participating in for the community.
Yeah, and so with that, obviously it takes manpower, it takes volunteers, but it also takes money.
Yeah.
So they have merch, so you can purchase your OV merch. But also, if you have a heart to help, see this history preserved and continued and shared, you can definitely if you can't volunteer, you can write them a check, make a donation to the history project. And because they do, there's some, the way that it's grown this last year, I can't imagine where it's going to be in 3 to 5 years. But again, it takes money.
Yeah. And we'll have obviously the memberships. We have business and individual family memberships. Those are annual. We have a sponsorship levels. I mean, we'll have projects this next year that are going to have some opportunities for businesses to sponsor and then get some exposure, as well as we're launching the different larger projects we have planned for this year. So keep tuned. It's going to be an exciting year. We're with those. I think with the community and the support we've had, I think there's going to be some great business partnerships we're going to have this year and this next year that'll help things move that much faster. So exciting.
Yep. So you can get all their information on their website, which is in the comments, as well as, from there. Can they get to your YouTube channel from your website?
Yeah. So if you go to orangevalehistory.org, right at the top, you'll see there's a calendar of events with the local. We have the Facebook link, the Instagram link, the YouTube link. So it's all there, right, ready to go. And of course, the donate button.
Yes, the very important donate button. Yeah, but go through their YouTube channel. Like, they really have dug up some really neat little, nuggets of history. So I was watching the live stream of the Halloween show, and then I kind of went through and was, looking at some of the other stories and stuff. So there's some really great information there.
Yeah, and it's going to keep growing. We had one of our volunteers, George, was just over at the water company, and he digitized the original. There was a stack of original half-sheet contracts with the landowners for the water from the water company back from the 1890s and the early 1900s. So we just scanned those. I mean, we have so many projects that can be done. So volunteer, donate, and look forward to seeing some of this great stuff coming up.
Yep. And then they're always too showing up at, all of the different events and things as well. Mm-hmm. So, you can just, if you, get out into the community, please look for them, and, you can hand them some cash right there. and you can learn more about what they're doing.
Mhm.
So thank you, Mark. And also just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and be safe if you're out traveling. We're very fortunate that, I don't know if you've seen the weather on the East Coast. My son just came from Massachusetts and the weather was insane
Ouch.
out there. So glad that everybody can have some safe travels with some nice sunny California weather. So enjoy your families and your friends and happy Thanksgiving. We'll see
Happy
you next week.
Thanksgiving.